All righty, ladies. How's everybody doing? Happy, happy. Let's wait a few seconds to give a few others time to log on. Okay, so let's get started. I did a chat last night about old school players and new school players. You know, in life we're going to experience people that are non-committal. Um, but there are codes to life that I personally feel, in my opinion, that people should live by to keep their life a little more peacefully. And when it comes to dating, I just notice that there are a lot of non-committal people, and it's very challenging nowadays to tell who's single, who's available, who's committal, who's non-committal, who's married. So here are some notes that I wrote down today, and I want to go over these a little bit. A old school player, number one, is honest. If he has a wife, girlfriend, live in person, situational ship, somebody else, he's honest up front. He tells you that. The primary reason is because he simply does not want the drama. So he lets you make the choice. The decision is yours. Do you want to deal with him or not? Because he's already telling you up front, I have someone. Number two, likely he is giving. If he can afford to give to you, an old school player will automatically give to you. He will ask you either what you need or what do you want. If he does not give to you, it's because he just does, he could not have it, or he does not deem you valuable. He does not deem you valuable, period, to receive his monetary gifts. So therefore, his strategy is sex, which is the third thing. A third thing that an old school player would tell you is simply he would like to kick it with you, get with you, spend some time with you, get to know you, go out with you. That simply means he is a man that's going to be adamant at some point about sex. Why? Because when an old school player tells you he has somebody else, there's likely only one spot that he's looking for you to fulfill for him is sexually. So the middle energy is all about what he can do for you or what he will do for you. Will he be giving and helpful to you? I want to say something about old school players. Old school players had one or two things in their life. Number one, they had their father that educated them about life on various levels, but especially pertaining to dating, pursuing, and marrying a woman. If he did not have his father, he likely had a strong role model, some sort of father figure or mentor. Any questions about old school players? Any questions about old school players? Oh, good job, Majestic. I think I'm going to do some more of those as well. So just while I wait for a few seconds to see if anybody has any questions, let me say this next when it pertains to old school players. Old school player, new school player. A player is a player. A player is someone that cannot or will not commit to you. I'm going to say it again. A player, old school or new school, one or two things. He cannot or he simply will not commit to you. Now, I don't see any questions. I want to go on into the second part of it with new school players. These are some things that I have learned and experienced in the last 5 to 7 years as it pertains to new school players. Number one, they're highly insecure. If you have a discerning spirit, you can pick that up, but they are highly insecure. They just use different methods and strategies and tactics to camouflage the insecurity, and they likely project onto you. Number two, well, I said number one, insecure. Number two, manipulative, very manipulative, brainwashing, deprogramming, reverse psychology, mind games, indirect. They don't get straight to the point. Um, Number three, attention seeking. These new school players like to have a lot of attention from as many or multiple women and even men, as far as in the areas of friends. They like to have a lot of attention on them. They like to have eyes on them. They like to be put up on a pedestal. Number four, they lack a father. They likely did not grow up with a father, and many of the new school players have a lot of abandonment issues from their mom dismissing them, dismissing their voice in childhood, dismissing their situations in life, not prioritizing them, but prioritizing another man over them. A man that he likely did not like for his mom or for him and or their household setting. He lacks a father figure. He lacks mentorship. He does not have a role model. His dad or mom abandoned or rejected him, dismissed him in some sort of way. Lastly, a new school player will lie his way to his grave. He will lie his way to his grave. He will not admit, fess up to anything that he did. That's why he tries to manipulate, reverse psychology, uh, deprogram you, brainwash you, make you feel like you're the issue, you're insecure. It's all a tactic because he does not want to accept that he's not honest. He's not honest. Now, this is my last piece that I want to say about any man that you may consider to be an old school player, a new school player, or a non-committal person. This is what any man will do only if you let him. Now, my dad and my uncles taught us this about men, and we were growing up as girls. A dumping ground. A dumping ground is him sleeping with you but doing life happily and peacefully, harmoniously, and what appears to be monogamously with another woman. But he used you as his dumping field, the football field. The goal is to get you in the bed, excuse me, and keep you there. As my dad and my uncles would say, get you in the sack. But another woman that has a particular standard, that has a particular, setting or boundary for her life, he knows it, he can tell it, so he can't treat her that way. But if you allow him to do that, he will treat you as his dumping ground. Excuse me, which is simply getting you in the bed, using you as his tool to release, to come, to bust a nut, to dump dick in. But there's another woman that he pursues. He's not hunting her, but he is a great studier of her. He takes his time and learns her. He strategizes for life for him and her. But behind the scenes, or even up front on the scenes, you're his dumping ground. He dumps dick in you. Any player or non-committal man will do that if you allow him to. Now, we as women, okay, that's the end of that. Excuse me. We as women, a lot of us have gotten caught up. There's no such thing as the perfect woman. There's no such thing as the perfect man. So it's not unfair nor uncommon to say if a man is caught slipping out, cheating, if he ends up being non-committal, what do you do? For a single woman, I just feel like this. Number one, if you find out that a man is non-committal, you have to ask yourself, what do you want from him? Just simply, what do you want? What does he bring to your table? Doesn't matter if he's married, if he's living with somebody, not, committal, whatever. You as a single woman, what do you want from him? What do you want? When you decide what you want, then you have to keep yourself up to the forefront of honesty. This is what I want. It could be what you need, but this is what you want. It's all about negotiations. But in your negotiations, you got to be honest with yourself what you want, because you know what he brings to your table. Now, if you're the kind of woman, you don't want to play strategy when it comes to a man being non-committal or committal, then you just simply take yourself out of the energy. You just simply bow out. She can have them. They can have them. Y'all can have them. Y'all can have that. I'm good. I'm good on my own. People get caught up so much on simple things, but if you break it down to the basics of what it is, what role do you want to play? Do you know your role in your life? And are you fulfilling it? Ladies, that's all I have for you. A simple message. I did this message on last night. I wanted to come back and redo it to make it very simple, straight and to the point. There are non-committal men out here. There are players out here. There is a such thing as an old school player versus a new school player. Some of the things I listed are just some simple things to help you gauge what you think you may be dealing with. But in regardless of what you think or know you're dealing with, the most thing you need to know is you have the power for you. Now, you don't have power over that man, but you got much power over you. You are in control of you. You dictate, you say what you are going to do and what you're not going to do. Stick to your guns, whether that be dealing with him, whether it's not. But I will always tell any woman, I don't care if you single, sleep, if you got a boyfriend or whatever, nobody's husband, nobody's boyfriend should be able to knock or lay at your door at no expense to him. If you're going to willingly and knowingly be a mistress or a side piece, a well-kept mistress or side piece is the way to go. Those are the ones that are quiet. If a man brings havoc and drama to your life because he's non-committal, he's a player, old school or new school, your mouth should release some energy that would cause some sort of havoc or strong irritation in his life because of his dishonesty. Your honesty should meet his dishonesty. That's not tit for tat. That's putting things in place, nipping it in the bud. You don't go all around America just to go to the gas station around the corner from you. You get your behind up and go right around the corner to the gas station. Be a straightforward woman, and you will find yourself getting most of what you want. What you want, WANT. Your needs will already come. Your needs will already be provided. Your needs will already be supplied. Even if it is from him, because he will know not to play with you, what you need. He will strategize and give you what you want. But you must know your role and you must stick to your guns. Ladies, I hope this has been helpful. If any of you all have any different experiences, knowledge, or wisdom, I ask you to drop it in the comment section. Any trolls, snide remarks, sarcastic remarks, your dumb ass gonna be deleted and blocked as you always have been for the last few months. Peace and blessing, great day. I enjoyed you all this evening. Namaste.